know well I'm a chicken fried.
America. Some call it the greatest country on earth, and many U.S. citizens share that sentiment. As Americans, we're proud of how far we've come as a nation, as we get to enjoy a high standard of living with easy access to all the things we need to live. We also get to enjoy many American traditions, such as rooting for local sports teams, celebrating American holidays, such as the 4th of July, Veterans Day, or Thanksgiving, or grilling some meats. Us students here at the SMET get to enjoy these American privileges. We have access to a great education and all the privileges that come with the SMET as a school, like the weight room and our clubs. I would also wager to say that the SMET students have access to food, water, and shelter. However, this standard of living, even down to its simplest foundation of basic living amenities, is not a standard that everyone gets to live by. Due to lack of political, institutional, and economic stability in Nicaragua, many communities do not have access to basic amenities like food and water. Many of them live in terrible conditions not fit for humans. These problems lie with a large majority of the populace in Nicaragua, almost 30% of the entire population to be exact, according to the U.S. Agency for International Development. Most of these problems are rooted in the failures of Daniel Ortega's government. Daniel Ortega is corrupt and does not cater to the issues of the people because they rebel against him in his administration's authoritarian rule. The government violently fights back against them, and the nation has fallen into turmoil. Because of this, the people have no means to help themselves, since they lack the resources necessary to have a renewable water source and cultivate food. To truly understand how rough the situation is in Nicaragua, I interviewed the SMET alum Danny Dugan. Danny is the Chief People Officer for the Amigos for Christ, an organization that specializes in restoring communities in Nicaragua. He is someone that gets to interact with impoverished Nicaraguans every day, so I had an opportunity to get information straight from the source.
Pre-sanitation, what we find for most families is that they're living in really humble homes. Most homes are either 4 kind of big sticks and some plastic tarps around it, or some zinc that was used for a roof at some point that's now a wall. Homes are really, kind of humble, but that is just from the same need. A lot of income generation is tough for families as well. So families are living off of just not a lot of resources a day, and they don't have access to clean running water. So families they're getting water from a river that's close by, or if they can dig a little hand dug well in their backyard to try to have some water, they do that as well. No place to go to the bathroom. So they either will have a pit latrine that they're using, or just open air as well. Some families need. So living conditions are rough.
There are already many people that are in Nicaragua helping out the impoverished. Obviously, Danny is one of these people. He and the Amigos for Christ organization are one of many philanthropic groups that go to Nicaragua and install wells and irrigation systems in communities of all sizes. This is a much more effective method than simply sending food and water to these people, because installing these systems allows for renewable resources. The townsfolk can repeatedly gather water from the wells in addition to using the newly implemented irrigation systems to farm their own crops. Now I'm asking you, the DeSmet student body, to follow in Danny's footsteps. DeSmet is a place of brotherhood, a place where the foundations of the graduate at graduation have been instilled in our minds. We have a profound sense of morality through which we follow the teachings of Ignatius and those who have descended from his religious brotherhood. Most importantly, though, we know how important it is that we are committed to doing justice and that we perform service for all those in our communities and around the world. Question, but why would you think that the SMET students should go to Nicaragua and do the work that you guys have been doing?
Oh gosh, so many reasons. I would say one of the greatest gifts that I ever have received in life was one of my buddies from DeSmet. His name is Aaron. Aaron invited me to go on a trip, and everybody in high school called me Dukes because of my last name Dugan. So he's like, Dukes, you got to go on this trip to Nicaragua with me. And I was like, okay, let's go. And I had no idea what good was going to come from that. You learn more about yourself. You learn more about the people around, the rest of the people, how the rest of the people in the world live. You get to practice your Spanish. You get to have a bunch of fun with, fellow Spartans as well that are on the trip. And more than anything, you get to open your eyes to say, I have been put on this earth for some reason. And we all spend our whole lives trying to figure out what we're doing here. And Nicaragua, I think, is an awesome opportunity to think to the future and say, what do I want to be? And who do I want to be? More importantly, who do I want to be? And have a bunch of fun while we're doing it. It's a trip that offers a bunch of purpose. We're doing really great work, but also you get to see a different part of the world. You get to speak a different language. You get to try different foods. I think it's both an opportunity to be immersed in a different culture, which is always an incredible experience, and then also the opportunity to serve. And thinking about being DeSmet Spartans and being men foreign with others, there is no greater way than doing that than leaving some comforts of the world behind and reminding people that they're worth it. That there's somebody that is thinking of them and wants them to know that they're loved. So
Thus, it is our duty, our privilege, to help better the lives of the marginalized Nicaraguan masses. We've done things like this many times in the past. In fact, some of us have done it as recently as this year by going on the Belize trip. We also have a golden opportunity to go to Nicaragua this spring break and do work there. So, as a fellow Spartan, all I'm asking from you guys is this: to be men for and with others by going to Nicaragua to help Danny and the Amigos to make a real difference in the world.
Get along down the road.